Can you believe it's been 45 years since this film came out? What happens when a hard luck cabbie, directionless after being fired from his job and dumped by his girlfriend, enlists in the US Navy with his close pal, into all sorts of hijinks and what have you? That's easy. You've got this film right here. Here's my review of Stripes. Big Days Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. So, greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome again to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. I'm the Big D, and this time around, I bring to you a review of the 1981 war comedy flick Stripes, released by Columbia. Directed by Ivan Reitman, starring Bill Murray, along with Harold Ramis, Warren Oates, PJ Soles, Sean Young, and John Candy. Ramis co-wrote the film story with Lynn Bloom and Dan Goldberg, the latter of whom also served as producer alongside Reitman. Yes, before he and Murray were Ghostbusters, they were in the Army because of all sorts of hijinks. It tells the story of an immature taxicab driver and his teacher friend who enlist in the U.S. Army with comical results. There's numerous other actors that appear in this. In some of their earliest roles of their careers. Those include John Larroquette, John Dial, Conrad Dunn, Judge Reinhold, Joe Flaherty, Dave Thomas, Timothy Busfield, and Bill Paxton. The film's score was composed and conducted by Elmer Bernstein and performed by the Hollywood Studio Symphony. The film was released on this day, June 26, 1981. Henceforth, today's the film's 45th anniversary. It got good reviews and was a commercial success. Let's get into the story. In the course of one day, Louisville, Kentucky cab driver John Winger loses his job, his apartment, his car, and his girlfriend, Anita, who has grown tired of his immaturity. Realizing he has excuse me, let me start over. Realizing his limited prospects, he persuades best friend Russell Ziski to join the army with him. They are assigned to a basic training platoon under drill Sergeant Hulka. John irritates Hulka with his slacker attitude, and he and Russell become romantically involved with MPs Louise Cooper and Stella Hansen. After Hulka discovers that John and Russell have briefly gone AWOL, he orders Russell to scrub garbage cans for 24 hours and gives the rest of the platoon 2 weeks of KP duty. Russell stops John from deserting for good, angrily reminding John that it was his idea that they enlist. Louise and Stella find them fighting and return them to their barracks while reporting them. Hulka is injured when Captain Stillman, the recruit company's commander, orders a mortar crew to fire without first setting targeted coordinates. Absent a leader, the platoon sneaks off base to visit a mud wrestling bar. When MPs and local police raid the club, Stella and Louise help John Russell escape, and the four spend the night together. The rest of the platoon is reprimanded by Stillman, who threatens to make them repeat basic training. When John and Russell return to base, John motivates the disheartened platoon and begins preparing them for their graduation ceremony. After a night of practice, they oversleep and arrive late at the parade ground, where John leads them in an unorthodox but highly coordinated drill display. Impressed, they completed their training while a drill sergeant, base commander General Barnicki, assigns them to a secret project overseas. Now for the ending. As always, you know the procedure. You got 5 seconds to stop this video at once. Go to the description box below. Fast forward to the time below. As I count down now, if you've seen this already, please continue. Okay, you've been warned. The platoon reunites with a recovered Hulka in Italy, tasked with guarding the EM-50 urban assault vehicle, an armored personnel carrier disguised as a recreational vehicle. John and Russell steal it to visit Stella and Louise, who are stationed in West Germany. When Stillman finds the RV missing, he launches an unauthorized mission to retrieve it, and inadvertently leads the platoon across the border into Czechoslovakia. where they're captured. Hulka avoids capture by the Soviet army and sends out a radio distress call. John, Russell, Stella, and Louise infiltrate the Soviet base in the EM-50 and rescue the platoon with aid from Hulka. John, Russell, Louise, Stella, and Hulka return to the U.S. as heroes and are each awarded the Distinguished Service Cross. Hulka retires from the army and opens a fast food restaurant. John, Russell, Stella, and Louise are featured on magazine covers, and Stillman is reassigned to a weather station in Nome, Alaska. End of story. So, what did I think of Stripes? Well, I must admit, this film's pretty funny and what have you, and I gotta say, it's absolutely hilarious. This is a real funny masterpiece of an early 80s film. I thought it was really good. The film did well, going on to make 85 million completely in just North America and on its 9 to 10 million dollar budget. It was well received by critics and audiences. Rotten Tomatoes has a score of 67, calling it a raucous military comedy that features Bill Murray and his merry cohorts approaching the peak of their talents. And Metacritic has a score of 68. Yep, that's really something. In a Chicago Sun-Times review, Roger Ebert praised it as an anarchic slob movie, a celebration of all that is irreverent, reckless, foolhardy, undisciplined, and occasionally scatological. It's a lot of fun. Jan Maslow of the New York Times called it a lazy but amiable comedy and praised Murray for achieving a sardonically exaggerated calm that can be very entertaining. Gary Arnold, in his review for the Washington Post, wrote, "The film squanders at least an hour belaboring situations contradicted from the outset by Murray's personality. The premise and star remain out of whack until the rambling, diffuse screenplay finally struggles beyond basic training." Time magazine wrote, "The film will keep potential felons off the street for 2 hours. Few people seem to be asking these days that movies do more." Well, that may be. But there's been all sorts of crazy films that take place with army enlistments and what have you. I know this was long before that Pauly Shore movie in the army now. Yeah. But Stripes, I'm going to say this was absolutely hysterical and over the top with its fun filled laughs. I think its story was actually pretty good and what have you. And of course, this was directed by the late great Ivan Reitman. Apparently, of course, he did this after he did Meatballs 2 years prior, which also had Bill Murray. Of course, after this, he would go on to direct the first two installments of Ghostbusters, as well as Kindergarten Cop and Father's Day, Evolution, My Super Ex Girlfriend. But anyway, I found Stripes to be absolutely crazy and hysterical. Now, this film did get a re release for its 40th anniversary 5 years back, with a special introduction by Bill Murray and Ivan Reitman just a year before he sadly passed away. The score was composed by Elmer Bernstein and performed by the Hollywood Studio Symphony. And I must admit, that was really something, what have you. Now, the popular track, the March from Stripes, or Stripes March as it's called on the soundtrack, composed by Bernstein, is one of the greatest military marches in war film music. Yeah, that was pretty good too. Now, there's actually physical media releases of it, including one DVD that contains both the theatrical cut and a special extended cut, which runs 18 minutes longer. That version is also available on Blu-ray. Now, I've never seen it. I've only seen the theatrical cut of the film, but I gotta admit that's really something. Really, really, really something. So I may have to look into that one day if I happen to encounter it. Never would thought there was actually a longer version of it, but if I happen to encounter it, I will look into it. For the cast, we have Bill Murray as John Winger. He's crazy in this, very funny. Harold Ramis as Russell Zisky. He's good. Warren Oates as Sergeant Hulka. Good. PJ Souls, you know, of the original Carrie and Halloween fame, as Stella Hansen. I got to admit, she's good in her performance. We have John Larroquette as Captain Stillman. Good. Sean Young, who, of course, later went on to appear in Dune and Blade Runner, and, of course, Ace Ventura, Pet Detective. Plays Louise Cooper. Good. But we got lots of other special appearances. Like I said, there's Bill Paxton, Joe Flaherty, and Dave Thomas, both of whom were starring on the sketch comedy series SCTV, which Harold Ramis was actually a part of. Timothy Busfield, before he went on to play Arnold Poindexter in Revenge of the Nerds a few years later. Judge Reinhold's in this, as I've said, and John Candy as well as the character of Dewey Oxenberger. Now that's not Oxburger. I'm sorry, I had said Oxen. My mistake. But yeah, I must admit the cast is really good. So it's Army saying the Army camp saying's pretty good. Other sequences are pretty good. The final act I thought was pretty good too. So I gotta give this film props. This film is a pretty funny buddy comedy that I think you'll really get a kick out of. So with everything said, I think Stripes is a pretty good film. Would I recommend it? I would say sure, go ahead. I mean, I think you're gonna get a lot of laughs from a film like this. Because if you're into some early Bill Murray flicks, then I think you're gonna love Stripes. It's a real good film, and I think you'll enjoy it. So what did you think of Stripes? Let me know in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Continue to help support my channel, and you know the rest. Join me next time when I bring to you my Saturday morning TV log on King Leonardo and his short subjects. So if you like this, check out my reviews for some of these other films with Bill Murray. In the upper left-hand corner, check out my review of Meatballs from 1979. Or go to the upper right-hand corner and see my review of the crazy holiday flick Scrooged. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner and see my re-review of Ghostbusters from 1984. And the bottom right-hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.